So after just 3 seasons in West Lafayette, Darrell Hazell is out as Purdue's head coach. New athletic director Mike Bobinski made that decision and made the announcement on Sunday night after Purdue's most recent loss of 49-35 effort against Iowa. The game wasn't that close. Bobinski made some comments as to why Hazell was fired. He said that the team just wasn't competitive enough. He decided that after defeating Illinois in an emotional overtime win, one of Purdue's best wins and just third in 27 tries in the Big Ten in recent years, the previous week, that Bobinski decided that he needed to continue to see that momentum, that progress, that development, and he just didn't see it, especially in the first half when Purdue went down by 5 touchdowns to Iowa. Okay, I get the reason why Darrell Hazell was fired. It's pretty obvious. He was 9-33 overall, 3-24 in the Big Ten. 5 of those wins came against FCS schools. He only defeated Illinois twice, had a win against Nebraska, had a couple of out-of-conference wins against FBS schools. So not even the win total was really that impressive. Following Danny Hope, who at Purdue actually went to back-to-back postseason appearances, back-to-back bowl games, won 22, lost 27, a great record compared to Hazell's 9-33, and Hope was ousted. So I understand, say that Darrell Hazell was fired for going 3-24 in the Big Ten, 9-33 overall, for having the worst recruiting class in the Big Ten this past recruiting session, or one of the 3 worst classes during all 4 recruiting cycles under his watch. Say that. Say you didn't see the type of progress you needed to see this season. But don't say it after the team lost to an Iowa team that is miles ahead as a program in terms of talent and development than Purdue. This team could not have been expected to compete against Iowa. They just won one of their best games in recent years the week before defeating Illinois. They were 3-3, and after going 6-30 the previous 3 seasons, going 3-3 and 1-2 in the Big Ten with a win over Illinois, that's your bar right there. The Illinois, the Rutgers, the Marylands. I know that they got blown out by Maryland 50-7 a few weeks earlier, but at 1-2 in the Big Ten and 3-3 overall, you're definitely not making this decision based on this season's results. You had it in mind that Darrell Hazell, unless a miracle occurred and Purdue was going to win more games than expected, was going to be axed. This was a money decision not to fire him and pay out the $6.6 million buyout at the end of the 2015 season when Purdue was 2-10. They went 1-11, 3-9, and 2-10 in Hazell's first 3 years. So you don't fire the guy after he gets off to a 3-3 start here in 2016. That's ridiculous. The state of Purdue football is at probably an all-time low. Consider that this school under Joe Tiller, who came in 1997 and stayed through 1998, stayed through 2007. He maxed out this program. Think about what Purdue accomplished and how far this program has deteriorated in the last 8 years. We think about Texas falling from the elite, and USC and some other programs, Virginia Tech to a certain extent. But Purdue has taken the biggest free fall of any program in major college football. This was a program under Joe Tiller that routinely competed in the Big Ten, not necessarily for championships. They did win one with Drew Brees at quarterback in 2000 and went to the Rose Bowl that season, an 8-4 campaign. They routinely won 8 or 9 games, went to decent bowl games, and finished close to the top 25. And in a number of seasons, I have yet to look it up, but I could probably guess that in Tiller's 10 seasons at Purdue, 12 seasons at Purdue, they went to 10 bowl games. They probably finished in the top 25 5 or 6 times. They were routinely in that area, a top 25 program, and they have fallen completely off the map. Kansas maybe the only worst team over the last few seasons in FBS. And maybe with Kansas's improvement that they've shown this season, maybe Purdue's dropped to the very bottom. So not that Darrell Hazell has done an exemplary job at Purdue, but to say that you're firing him based on the lack of progress that you've seen this season, when you just won one of your most impressive wins just in the last couple of weeks over Illinois, you couldn't have expected this team to compete against an Iowa team that's roughly one of the top 25 teams in the country. Purdue has a long way to go. It's not just been Darrell Hazell. It's been the lack of money pumped into the football program, into the recruiting. If you're going to compete in the Big Ten, you have to throw money, not just throw it, strategically place money in the football program, and that's not been done. They have not paid for assistant coaches. They have not paid for recruiting, and that's what needs to be done, especially at a place like Purdue that is not traditionally going to draw in much attention from top recruits. Darrell Hazell is out. We will look at the list of possible candidates in the coming days to try to get a beat on who could be the next guy at Purdue. They need to come up with an innovative coach, both in regards to scheme offensively, to bring back some of that tradition under the likes of Joe Taylor and Drew Brees, and even before that, the cradle of quarterbacks and the established tradition there, Bob Greasy, Mark Herman, Mike Phipps, Len Dawson, Gary Danielson, and the like. Purdue, 3-24 in Big Ten play, and it's even uglier than that if you've even watched any Purdue football, like most of us haven't in a long, long time. All right, need to hear from you, Big Ten fans, Purdue fans, if there's any out there on Darrell Hazell's ouster as Purdue's head coach and what could possibly happen to this program to draw some hope. Les Miles, Art Briles, somebody give me a name and give me a reason why they should come to West Lafayette right here on Mark Rogers TV.